Dave, a first win of the season and a first in this competition as a manager. How does that feel?
Regardless of it being the first win as a manager in this competition, for me, it feels great, because, like I say, there was lots at stake tonight for us. Players could be given opportunities to go and show that they're vital parts of this squad and put themselves forward for places in the team, the starting lineup for Saturday. Important to get that monkey off our back in terms of that first win, the competition prize money, and a potential of a draw that could be profitable for the club and great for the supporters. So there was lots and lots to go at tonight. So like I say, to win and to be back or something more similar to what I see us as a team is massively pleasing.
Yeah, you made 9 changes, but in that first 15 minutes in particular, you came flying out the traps, really pushed Harrogate back. Looked a lot more like the Stockport Council that we saw last season. I suppose the only thing that really was missing was a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should have got the opportunity to get that goal with a penalty in the first minute. How that's not handball, I'll never know. And maybe got made up for in the second half with the penalty we did get. But first 13 minutes, there was a little bit of shift in momentum after 13 minutes. But first 13 minutes, we were very, very good. Played with real belief, which is us. I think we have to be, like I say, I've always said it, we have to be true to ourselves. If we're going to be successful or unsuccessful or whatever that looks like this season, we've got to do it playing in a way that suits our players, and we have to be brave on the ball. We have to back ourselves to pass it in tight areas. We have to try and bring teams onto us if you like, and we played some great stuff in, like I said, that first part of the game and throughout the first half. It was just missing that end product, that goal. And if we're being critical, that's the one bit that we have to improve. And I think people need to back themselves to take on maybe difficult shots. And if the ball goes out the ground and all of a sudden it's and there's a little bit of, well, just move on. I think you've got to back yourself to be able to test the goalkeeper. And with the ability we have and the ability the players have, they will score spectacular goals if you really believe it.
You had some defending to do after taking the lead. Harrogate throwing Luke Armstrong on off the bench, but seemed to stand up to it really well, and a clean sheet must be so pleasing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had to, I suppose, manage the game in that second half, and we've got to, as much as, listen, you don't like doing it, you have to frustrate teams. Ultimately it's about winning, and we needed a win tonight. So you have to manage the game, you have to put the ball in good areas, you have to get throw-ins, you have to try and slow it down, and like I say, we've been victims of it throughout times last season, and like I say, I don't like it, but ultimately it's part of the game, and you have to do it in order to win. But what we did do is, like I say, we defended well, we got bodies in good areas, we limited them to very little in terms of clear-cut chances. I think we can be, like I say, we can be a little bit better just in terms of when we are under that little bit of pressure. Can we find areas where we do have an outlet and we can put the ball in, and we're all on the same wavelength, if you like, and know what each other are going to do a little bit better. But like I said, that'll come.
One player I wanted to ask you about was Joe Lewis. Obviously had a difficult first half in that game against Barrow a few weeks ago, but played in the middle of a back three today. Was exceptional, won almost everything. Yeah, excellent.
And listen, I think being very, very clear that's Joe's used to being a centre back, and a centre back that probably over the course of the last few years when he's been playing senior football hasn't been required an awful lot to get the ball from the keeper and build play. So listen, he will be a work in progress in terms of what we want from him, but I think he showed real potential there in terms of that middle role, his athleticism, the fact he can cover the ground aerially. He was really, really strong, looked a lot more comfortable. Like I say, as a back three in possession, I thought we looked a lot more comfortable. We started attacks, we got the ball to our more creative players, which I've been asking for. So no, they can all be really pleased with the night's work. I thought we played, like I say, at a better intensity. I think the ball in play in the first half was probably was more than what the ball in play over the whole last two games has been, in fairness, over the whole 90 minutes, which suits us in terms of what we want to do. But no, Joe was excellent.
From a confidence point of view, I mean, you described it as a monkey off your back. How much of a boost does a win like this give you to take back into the league campaign?
Of course, it's a boost, but it's more the manner of the performance and being able to, and whether that's because, like I say, there are lads out there that are a little bit fresher in terms of mentally and have not been involved in the last two league fixtures. You're unsure, but. They went out and played. That's got to be us. Like I say, we have to be true to us, regardless of, as I said, success, not being successful, and all those things. As long as we do it in the manner that we want to do it, and we play to our strengths. And if that doesn't happen, then so be it. But for them to go out and like I say, almost straight from the kick-off play with shackles off and pass the ball, I thought. Our shape changed a little bit in terms of why we went about it, and it gives us a little bit more control with Crosby alongside Campsey, both comfortable on the ball. It's something we tried at the back end of last season in the Torquay and Halifax game, and like I say, gave us more control. So maybe something we need to look at in terms of how we go about it. But overall, like I say, a good night for us.
Are those players that came into the team giving you something to think about on Saturday now?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the job too. Like I say, it's important. I've said this over the last two games, if you like. Players need to know they're under pressure, but they can't be fearful that one bad game means they're out. Because if that's the case, then we'll be changing our team every week, and we don't want to have to do that. We need to get some continuity in terms of units, in terms of partnerships over the pitch, but. Ultimately, people have to perform, and I think every single player in the dressing room knows that. They need to look round in terms of the quality we have and the quality that's there to know that if they aren't in good form and producing, and we aren't getting them results, which is massively important to us, then somebody's sat very close behind them, sort of waiting to take the shirt off the back, if you like.
Just finally, you are into the second round. The draw for that is tomorrow night. Some of the big boys coming into it now: Aston Villa, Everton, Newcastle. Any preference?
No, listen, any of them. Any of the big boys, if you like, you'd say a special night at Edgeley Park would be a good one, but I think from the player's perspective, as much as it might be your worst nightmare, to go and play at a Premier League ground would be something that a lot haven't experienced. Then certainly the competition provides the opportunity for that to happen, regardless of what teams they play in the early round. So. The draw is what it is. You can hope and look for lots of different things. We'll just see we'll take anything. Like I say, tonight was more about us winning the first one of the season, the first one hopefully of many, and we'll look forward to the draw when it happens. But fundamentally for us, focus turns very, very quickly to Saturday and hopefully picking up our first 3 points back as a Football League team.
Dave, thanks for your time. Well done today.
Cheers, thank you.